No, I like drank half of it because it was a 10%. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because now I drink beer and 2 hours later, my body's like, oh, would you like a hangover? No. Like after recording a podcast about 8 p.m., my body goes, well, you've been a naughty boy today.
You're not working tomorrow, are you?
Would you like a headache now?
Welcome to another episode of the American Beer Review Podcast.
Good times with good friends requires good beer. Lucky for us, we know how to pick all three.
We're a group of friends who grew up in the Pacific Northwest, giving us a jump start on our craft beer journey.
Join us today while Brian,
Alec,
And Chad
review some beer, talk about beer topics, and whatever else comes up. We invite you to pour yourself a drink and hang out with us.
So, what are we drinking?
Yeah, what are we drinking at this point? I didn't realize this was an Iron Horse. I probably should have.
Wait, you serious?
I didn't do any
It's a
show prep. I
So this is a limited release.
saw this
series.
can about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you grabbed these.
No.
Oh, God, that makes more sense. I was like,
No,
you,
because
you brought them.
Nope.
because who made the thread? Oh, me.
Yeah.
I thought this
you
was
make
a.
all the threads.
I know, but so literally this showed up at an end cap on the beer aisle, and I was like, Iron Horse Citra Pale Ale, the Release the Beast limited series. What's this? In a shrunk wrap can, and apparently it's a little series they're doing, and it's a pale ale. And after our silly, weird business. We've been reviewing a lot of weird beers these past few months. It kind of felt nice to get back into just a finger quotes normal pale ale
Yeah, no, I
from
figured.
our friends at Iron Horse Brewing down in Ellensburg, Washington.
Yeah, I figured this was a Tavour drop
I
just from the name of
Nope,
it.
this was a little kind of an unknown store. I don't know if you guys heard of it. Fred Maillet.
I think I may have been there.
Well, I was gonna say plug. This would be a good time to talk about Tavour, Tavour.com. If you go there and use the promo code ABR, you'll save 0% off because
I was like,
we don't
did
have
you
we don't have a business relationship with
Dude,
them.
I
but
literally
we
like
bring them up every single.
it
podcast.
took me a second. I was like, oh my God, do we have a spot? Oh no, we do not.
But if you are on Tavour, please go and try to do that. So they go, "What the hell is a beer review?" And they find us,
typing it
so
in.
we can get some monetization.
Well, and if you're listening from the other side of the country, it's probably going to be your fastest way of getting it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, boys,
that
is not supposed to stay in the car.
It was not. That was a penalty.
I feel silly because I actually follow Iron Horse like on my own personal social media.
And you missed this one?
I don't know if I've seen this one. So I'm kind of
Okay, but the end cap they put it on is also like the weird end cap where they put like overstock or stuff they want to blow out. So it showed up weird. Like it didn't show up in the single sections, but it showed up as 6-packs on this like kind of weird corner. I did try one earlier because I was thirsty the other day. The only gripe I had is the UPC. The contrast was bad, so I had to call somebody because it would not self-scan. So moving forward, Iron Horse, please make sure the contrast on your UPC is a little better for the scanners at Fred Meyer.
Citra Pale Ale 5.25 was previously one of their experimental batches of draft only.
Mm-hmm.
which they do.
So that's what the Release the Beast is.
And-
They're
and
taking their draft only and they're canning them. And
They don't so at their tap room they don't have a ton of taps. I'd say they have like maybe a dozen taps, and some of them are also the cider that they like bought Bad Granny or something like that. I think they bought a cider company.
Okay.
And so some of those are that as well. And so they'll have always like, I'd say like some of their core stuff, and then they'd have like 3 or 4 off brands of stuff, which like the apple one, the apple pie or whatever that we tried a while back.
Yep.
That was one that was on there for a while. So you can always go in and see these like experimental ones, but most of them never are outside of the tap room. So it's kind of cool to see them move from that. I just was looking on their social media. It looks like most of these they released something in like late February of that they were canning. This one actually is from a few days before their post. But yeah, so this is a new ish release of it. So I'm gonna stop reading about it and finally
Yeah,
drink
you
it.
guys taste it. Then I have an opinion about this that I want Doctor Untapped
Oh,
to
God.
ruminate on.
And I'll say it's a great tasting beer. Citrusy. Again, I have a long-standing relationship with Iron Horse. Saw them when they were still at the incubator in Ellensburg, and Alec and I were just driving by the facilities, and we were in Ellensburg, and I meant to take him through the back road of Ellensburg to show him the incubator where they started at, but
I've been there.
the incubator.
Back when you were still in school there, yeah.
Wait,
With you.
is this where they're back though now?
No,
No.
not where they're currently at. Back when they were in the incubator. I went there with you.
Oh,
This would have been 07 or 08.
Yeah. But we'd not swing through. This time we were in a hurry to get home.
If you were there, then you were there.
Oh wait, I
the
left.
only time
I
that-
departed the year
No.
prior.
No. I'm just saying is the only time that you were in Ellensburg with me was on the way to Moses,
No, this is to visit you while you were in school in Ellensburg.
which
Yes.
was the only time that happened was when we were on the way to Moses.
Maybe.
Which no, you weren't there. Brian was there.
oh, I don't know,
That
but
sounds right.
I just found out that I can make my Slack desktop theme match this beer, and now I'm kind of intrigued of how to figure out how to do that.
I don't know what any of that means.
Those were words.
Yeah. You said a string of words. This is really good.
Yeah.
This is very drinkable.
So it's a Citra, obviously the hops they're
Yeah.
using for it. And I don't have any previous experience with the Release the Beast on whether this is the first or whether
I think it's the first one.
I
I was just looking at. There's a QR code to kind of that talks about
that's
it.
what I linked to, and
I'm going
read a
to
little bit more.
I'm going to the link I gave on the Discord. It weighs in at 5.25.
Doing show prep for us and expecting us to follow
Yeah,
through.
this is the first one. So I'm kind of pumped about this. That this is a new series of
Yep.
stuff. So, but yeah, this is the first one.
Pale ale, but a little bit of a hoppy pale ale, not overly.
No,
but
not at all.
A little bit of a hoppy
So-
pale ale, and then
Using Citra is not going to make it like
No,
piney
not
or
crazy.
like
Nope.
yeah.
and then 5.25, so it's drinkable, all day drinkable.
So here's my
Yeah.
Hot take?
warm and or hot take or ice cold. It's up to everyone to decide. I had one of these the other day
Mhm.
Right.
because I was a little parched, and let me take another sip. Okay. When you introduced me to hazy IPAs,
Oh God, here we go again.
my
Okay.
head went straight to this is a pale ale.
What?
Because a hazy IPA, they have that wheat.
If you
wheat
say
in
it, if you
I'm
say
not.
it,
I just about said it. I just about said it.
I
But-
thought
but-
you got a thesaurus.
It's not here yet. My Amazon 2-day. Jeff Bezos is lacking. But outside of like the texture of a hazy IPA, this was like when I had them. This is the flavor I'm getting. The malt is subtle, the hops is subtle, but it's still like you can tell there's hops in there. That's what it screamed to me. The hazy IPAs are like, oh, this is just a kind of a iteration on the pale ale.
with more mouthfeel,
Yes.
more
The-
body,
Yeah.
I think the thing what you
That has been my issue.
more what?
body.
I think that
mouthfeel.
was my actual issue with the deluge of hazies. Like I was just in the back of my head, it was like, this is a pale ale. Like because pale ales were my jam back in the day.
Okay.
I get what you're saying because what I think it is like a pale ale to some people feels like IPA light. That you're not getting the ramped up IPA-ness. You're not getting like the overly piney. You're not getting the overly like it's like the calm down version. But you're also still, I think I would caution that we're still thinking from a Pacific Northwest version. That I think our pale ales are are going to be other people's IPAs.
They are for sure.
Yeah, this would blow anyone's minds out of the Northwest.
I like this one. To me, this is
I could. This is
He's
something
gonna
that's
say-
hoppy. This is a hoppy beer that I could probably crush a
I
six
knew
pack
he was.
of.
I thought he was going to say this is crushable. I know that's what I expected.
Yeah.
But do
I-
you agree?
Yeah, I do. At 5.25, like it gives you good flavor, good kind of like this is pool beer, this is patio beer, this is like the Citra gives it that kind of bright likeness to the flavor. That makes it so you're getting that kind of fun, like I'm ready to like have a few of these summer thing. This, and that's the thing too, that as I've gotten older, a pale ale at about 5%, like that feels better of like sitting down on a Saturday afternoon out on the back deck, or and you can go through like 3 of those and feel that you're still doing all right compared to 3 7.5 IPAs or
yeah.
something like that. I'm a big fan of this one. I like the it's kind of simple, but there's a lot.
And that's what
to
I was
it.
asking, is if this is the first of the Release the Beast
Yeah.
and what their kind of limited series is, because this is obviously a pale ale with a single hop.
Yeah.
They may have used other hops in the blend, but it's a Citra forward. And is that what they're going for? Or are they just going, this is something we're doing in-house. We think it's
Yeah.
good enough to release
I
to the
think
wider
that's
public.
it. I think that's
and
it.
so here you go. If that's the case, maybe that end cap of the stuff they're trying to push out of that promo, end cap, especially if it's in a beer store, if they had a Release the Beast shelf, every time the color of this can changes,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to grab.
For sure.
For sure.
Or-
Especially in Iron Horse, I'm down.
Or
Yeah.
if the can stays the same, it's just they just changed the big old fonts, which I appreciated, like the big font on it, because I saw the Iron Horse logo. I was like, well, what's that? That doesn't look like anything else. And it's like, oh, Citra Pale Ale. Okay, done.
Yeah, it's
Which is great for a limited release that, because there's a lot of other limited releases you see out in the beer aisle, and they have, the beer company name, and then it's got a funny name. I don't know what it is. But this being able to, like, I literally picked this up because I saw a big wall of purple, and then I saw Citra Pale Ale, and I was like,
it's
I would
almost
love
like,
it just smacked me in the face. A pale ale sounds great.
Yep.
And it's got some Citra in it. Okay, done.
it's almost like retro of just being like,
Beer.
here's this simple
Yeah.
beer thing, that it's not doing something wild, which honestly, like, I know that they've done some of the weird stuff, like taking Irish Death and making it
Mexican hot
a
chocolate.
Mexican hot chocolate, or making it apple pie, or doing cocoa death, or all these things. But this kind of, to me, is a little bit more of like the OG of Iron Horse style. Like, I mean, that they just like, they're not like some of the breweries we've reviewed, they're not making 500 different beers. But
No.
when they're gonna make a few one-offs that they'll have only on their place, but the stuff that gets released is like they're waiting until they really believe in the thing, and then they're releasing it. It's gonna be a good beer.
Well, and that's actually what the biggest surprise in this beer is that this is a limited series.
Yeah,
And I would not be surprised to, maybe they change the name or they do something different, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this make it into a everyday rotation. for
like to
them.
come back.
I would love this as an everyday from them.
Right.
Well, if you scan the QR code, you can give your feedback to them. There's a little form there. Give it 5 stars and say, please make this your core beer, and just do that like on repeat.
Or you could have a podcast
And
that
tell-
you
tell a
could
whole bunch of people to do
CC
this.
them on Instagram and go, hey, Iron Horse, we would really love you to make this beer year round, please.
Listen, at some point, there's some random person on the East Coast that's like, I don't know how to get this Iron Horse, but these guys don't stop talking about Iron
Right.
Horse. So,
Again, use
And how-
Tavour.com with
Yes.
the
And how will
promo
they
code.
get that? So, no, but that's always been Iron Horse's MO, is the secret batches at the
Mhm.
tap room and taking those to the wider audience. Like, I remember it's legitimately snowing again. It's April.
It's
Man.
it's heavy snow.
This is not doing good.
This is why though, like I will buy Iron Horse beers every time I see them. Like whenever they
Yes.
come out with a new one, or even in just general, like I've talked about it before. They sell a 4-pack of Tall Boys of Irish Death at Costco for like $7.
Yep.
Like once a month, I'm picking that up.
Yes.
But I always try to stop when I go through Ellensburg at the brewery because there's just these little unique things that they have every once in a while, and
Yeah.
they've had some others, like when the 22-ounce bottles were a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
They would do some of those and one off them, and I think that as that has gone away, they've tried to they don't have the same availability of doing these one-off releases, and maybe this is the new
One-off. And because Iron Horse, it's by the time you see it in cans, you know it's good.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I remember going to Iron Horse back in the day when they used a third party to do their 22-ounce bottles.
Yeah.
Thinking of that, I mean, because when I was in college in Ellensburg, we used to, my buddy's wife used to go pick up our growlers, which I have a collection of these growlers, to go get those for our Friday night.
Yeah.
So again, what they used to do and still do, obviously, in the brewery is creative and innovative, and yeah, they don't want to put it out to the market until it's good. And so yeah, to everybody's point is, by the time you see it in the store, you know it's a good thing. Now again, everybody has their flavor palette, so, but again, a nice Citra Pale Ale, I'm down. It's another great summer beer.
Okay, so here's the true
Ooh, here
question:
we go.
is where do you fridge it, Cam?
It's in my refrigerator. It's in the fridge in the kitchen. Funny story. I may only have the one fridge at this point.
Would you actually, if this were in your fridge, is there a chance you're going to open it one day and be like, "Oh yeah, I actually will. I'll have one of those instead of a Rainier or a
You know what? At any point, instead of a Rainier, yes,
Okay.
I would. I'd put it instead of a Rainier, it's my starter beer.
Like that would be it. You would this would be your like, "Oh yeah, let me grab one of those." And then I'm going to switch back to lights, but you're going to
this would be a good starter.
That's
I
high
feel like
praise.
that's our high.
Wow.
That's
the
our
highest
highest praise.
praise. Yeah.
Highest praise.
That's
What about you, Brad?
they have a beer locator on their through the QR code and on their website. Before we leave today, I'm going to find out.
Where to get it?
Yeah, and I'm going to grab some because to me, this is just a really solid beer to have around and to have available, and just light, clean, solid flavor. I
Yep.
like it.
So I put this one is a fridger.
Yeah,
For me,
Main fridge.
and I would get any of their Release the Beast. I would
I'm going to
grab
try. Yep.
automatically,
Yeah.
depending on where it would then land in my fridges. Depends on the style, depends on whatever. But this one, a pale ale, 5.25.
Yeah.
This is a fridger, and yeah, good starter beer. If you're gonna have one, two, yeah, easy.
To me, it's like a I think it's like a buy a 6-pack on a Friday.
Yeah.
And
See if it makes it to Monday.
it won't, but but it's a nice, like, I'm gonna get good flavor and I can have a few and not be hurting as bad. the next
Limited
day.
release, I actually might hide some in my beer fridge so that they don't disappear.
Yeah.
Thor, what do you got?
Just put them at Cam's house.
So
Usually, yeah.
So as the half-inch hail falls, which
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be able to edit out, this is definitely a fridger. I am hopeful. This obviously is going to continue to be on draft.
I wonder.
It is so
Hopefully.
good to stay on draft.
Yeah.
My sincere hope is this becomes a forever beer for them. It is perfect. I think it fills a good hole in their what I see on the shelves. That's a good solid pale ale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fridge it while I can find it. I'm going to go back to the grocery store tomorrow and make sure I grab another 6-pack to stash away in case it goes away
Yeah.
until I can get out to Ellensburg again and enjoy a pint or
Several.
buy an entire keg and figure out a way to drink 44 gallons of it,
There you go.
however much a keg is nowadays.
Yeah.
Gallons.
All right. Well, fantastic beer.
Yeah.
Thor's got
Very
his
good.
bottom up. Glasses are empty. Hopefully yours are too. And we will see you next time.
I was was good
Almost
until
there.
the end.
Almost
Yeah.
Hey.
there.
I turned the power on your mic. You're good now.
You haven't had any of these?
I've been outside.
I said I couldn't hear myself.
Yeah, they're practice ones.
Hey, go out and do it, baby. You got this. We believe in you.
You can add. I was going to. Just send us like a suggestion, and I'm gonna go make Chad
Buy it off
buy it
Tavour.
off Tavour.
Do it.
If you've enjoyed what you just heard, make sure you subscribe to get new episodes when they drop, and don't forget to leave us a review. If you want to see what we're drinking when we're not on the pod, you can follow us on social media at ABR Review. Feel free to send us any beer suggestions that we can make Chad go buy off of Tavour.